The ARAS project was a major project in secondary education in this country for the last couple of years. There were several components that were very successful. First, let me begin with the component that dealt with increasing enrollment of girls in secondary schools, which is the Girls Scholarship, which ran in 7 counties and targeted close to 4,000 girls. That, for the last 4 years, has been responsible for ensuring we raise the number of girls in secondary schools across the country. That component was giving scholarships to girls in the form of grants that was given to them to be able to pay their school fees, to buy their materials, and to be able to, maybe do some small business that will help them stay in school. I would say that component was very, very successful for the fact that across the different counties that project ran, we saw the increase of female enrollment in our schools. That was very major. Every girl who enrolled in a public school in these counties enrolled free and was given a grant. Every school year they were given the amount of $270 through mobile money, and that money was intended to help them pay the registration fee, to help them buy their uniform, their books, and whatever is left to do a small business that will help them stay in school. So it was structured in a way where the project also invested in guardian counselors to ensure that these girls have some kind of guardians as they go through their education. The guardian counselor portion of this scholarship was very, very important because girls were not just going to school free and having the opportunity, but they had people there to guide them and to mentor them. So these counselors went through highly intensive trainings to know how to work with these girls and to keep them in the school, because some of the major things that keep girls out of school is gender-based violence, and this gender-based violence cuts across all of our schools. But when we have counselors there who are like an eye for these girls and who these girls can talk to when they have issues, they tend to reduce some of these things. So it was structured not so that girls can just go to school, but that they can have guardians so that they can complete and not be exposed to all the different gender-based issues that they had. We kind of came in towards the end of this project, but what I noticed as a challenge, these girls were being paid through mobile money. Remember, most of these counties are rural counties. Students who are not used to handling telephones or even mobile money, so most of them end up misplacing their phone or the SIM card, and to be able to retrieve that SIM, that's where the major challenge was. Because imagine a girl who's in Grand Crew, for example, and loses a SIM card, where the project office is in Monserrado County. To retrieve that SIM, sometimes they don't receive their little stop in until they're gone 3, 4, 5 months into the school year, because it takes a very long time to get redressed, to get those SIM card retrieved. Even if you retrieve it, you have to communicate that to the project team. The project team have to verify that you have not gotten paid, and they process your payment. So a lot of these girls were not getting the money they're supposed to get on time. It risks them dropping out, because some girls were going to school because it's actually keeping them up. So if a child comes to school and expects that funding and they don't get it, most likely they won't go until they receive that fund. That was one of the major challenges. Another challenge was that we spread guardian counselors to all the public secondary schools, but because of our limitation in oversight and our limitation in monitoring, a lot of these counselors were moving around. So there were counselors not in the places they should have been. So some of these girls was actually going through this process without a counselor. So before we could find out that this counselor is not in somewhere, it may have caused a lot of problems already. So those are some of the challenges that I can recount. Thank you so much. And the sustainability plan is actually in motion right now. One of our requirements of the project was that government will sustain this girls' education policy. We've written the sustainability plan and we've submitted it to the World Bank. The World Bank have reviewed it. I think they're very happy with it, and the Ministry of Education is moving on with it. So what we have decided to do to sustain this scholarship is to maintain the free education for the girls in the 7 counties in all the public schools. The only difference is the stipend that the World Bank or the ARAS project was providing for these girls. Of course, the ministry do not have a budget for that, but this is what the ministry have decided to do. There are 3 components of our sustainability plan. The first one is to maintain free tuition, free registration. So these girls will go and register. They won't spend anything. It's totally free. The second part of it is we are going to give them some kind of a package, which means the uniform, the book bag, and the shoes that they need, which is being provided by the ministry, so that they don't have the excuse and say, oh, I'm in school, but I don't have book bag, I don't have shoes, so we're providing that. The third component is to continue the mentoring through the guardian counselors, but to add career guardians. So now the guardian counselor are not just mentoring you on female issues, but they're going through career guardians with you. They're helping these girls to realize what they want to do, what they want to be, and they're going to guide them so that they can be able to go the direction that they choose to go. So it's a whole career guidance program that we've created, and we expect that to run in the country. So that's how we intend to sustain it. We're just hoping that the fact that girls won't be receiving this $270 every year, we hope that's not discouraging. We hope that they understand why ministry cannot continue that, because we obviously do not have the funding, but what we are able to do, we hope that is appreciated and more girls are drawn to the secondary schools in these counties.